get them and ourselves some furniture, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Right.
So, so then my, so then, they also have an appointment tomorrow at another building, 343rd Street. That's like a 5-minute walk from our place. But, like the square footage isn't as big as the, any of the one bedrooms that they saw, on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And so, basically, like, it has a 2-bedroom, and it's a little bit more expensive. It's like $2,200 something. So we'll have 2 rooms, which is nice.
Yeah.
But the smaller room might not be able to, like the bedrooms might not be able to fit a king size bed.
Mm.
And then they are thinking like maybe they don't need a 2-bedroom. The initial reason for wanting a 2-bedroom was so Papa can have a playroom at their place. But they're thinking now maybe they don't need a 2-bedroom because Bubble isn't really going to be contained in a playroom for much longer. Although, to be honest, I do think like he could still benefit from it a lot, you know?
Having what?
A playroom.
Yeah, of course. But the 2 bedrooms, like, basically.
They can only look at it tomorrow after 5 o'clock.
Tomorrow, is that the only one that was on? What's on the list for tomorrow then?
That's the only building that's on the list.
So you guys are gonna go all that way just for that one?
No, there are 2 units in that building,
Hmm.
but we will have to look at it tomorrow.
Okay.
I might not even go there, but anyway, and then there is another one that's literally 3 minutes away from us on 7th Street, but it's in one of those row houses and it's on the 1st floor, and there are like a few steps to get in. And the building looks kind of old, but it has like a whole backyard, and my mom was really, really excited about that, and it's super close to us, right?
Hmm.
So I don't know what happened. Like, so on Saturday when I went to see the place with them, like went to see the apartments with them, my dad was like, you know, pretty much set on like the southern exposure one that we saw. And he's like, this isn't too far. But my mom the whole time was like,
yeah, it's pretty
saying
far.
how it's too far. And, you know, she's going to be the one who's going to be coming over every morning. And then, like, in the rain, in the cold, whatever. So, I want her, and she's going to be more, like, she's going to have a lot more to do once you and I go back to work. So I want her to be comfortable and happy with everything. And the other unit, 340 3rd Street, that is also a possibility. That building is like kind of new and really, really trendy. It's like probably not going to be a good fit for them, is my feel. But it's on like a bigger road. Whereas the 10th Street one is farther away, but it's like quieter. In any event, so, you know, I thought the southern exposure one on 10th Street was like a possibility, like they liked it, but if none of the other ones work out, they'll go with the southern exposure one. Well, the southern exposure one is not available.
Okay.
So then I talked to so I was telling my parents about it, and then my mom was like, well, maybe we can entertain the northern exposure one. And I was like, Mom, but you guys didn't even want to look at it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you definitely weren't into it. And then during the winter time, like when the daylight is short, like you guys are gonna barely get any light.
Mhm.
And then she was like, yeah, I guess. And I was like, it's not, you know, like we don't need to like spend all this time, and it's far away. I'm like, you know, like what happened to that? And she's like, yeah, it's too far. So then I don't know what happened, but when I was putting Papa to bed, my dad texted me and was like, your mom and I talked and we'll just take 510. We're not even gonna look at the ones from tomorrow. Like she's like, is that gonna be a problem? I was like, what?
Why? Like, why are they giving up so soon?
I guess they're just worried that 510 is gonna disappear.
That's true. That could happen.
That could happen. Then there's a southern exposure one that they can move in on April 10th. It's
Yeah,
not the
but
worst thing in the world.
maybe they just don't want that southern exposure.
No, they don't know what that one looks like.
Mm. I mean, maybe they're fine with going with the one that they know. What, you think they're gonna be disappointed later on?
The
Who's
510 one?
Yeah. Whose decision do you think it is? Do you think it's your dad's?
I think it's my dad and my mom's just giving in. I mean, she, basically when we were there, we walked past the place on 7th Street that is 3 minutes away. And I was like, we can't look at it today because I haven't heard back from the agent yet, but this is where it is. And my mom's like, I definitely want to see this one, all this stuff. It's really close, Pat. Like, you know where the Brunswick school is?
No.
We walked past them when we went to look at our unit, but basically, like, our apartment building is at the corner of Division and 7th Street, and then one block over is Division and Brunswick. That one long block east is one long block east on 7th Street, when you keep going down 7th Street, is Brunswick. Then the next intersection is Jersey Avenue.
Mm.
It's before you get to Jersey Avenue.
Okay, that's really close.
And like the unit, the apartment, the building, I guess their unit faces north.
Mm-hmm.
Like the front windows face north, but then the back window and the backyard are in the back facing south.
That's fine. I mean, like, well, how big is the back room?
Huh?
How big is the back room?
I don't know how big the back room is, but it's a 2-bedroom unit. So they could theoretically still have a playroom for Bubble.
Mm.
I think if it was a 1-bedroom unit, it would actually be a good fit, but 2 bedrooms makes me think that the rooms are going to be too small and it might not fit their bed, like a king-size bed.
Mm.
I just feel like they don't.
It's kind of weird. They just go along with something. But then
I just feel like
why didn't they go with the
dad.
first place? Like, it's so illogical.
Huh?
I don't know. It seems weird because it's like suddenly it's like really.
Yeah, suddenly it's like a 180.
Yeah. Whereas
And
before it
like
was like so
my
different.
dad knew all the, basically like when I was walking around with him on Saturday, he kept saying things like, we shouldn't even look at the place on 7th Street, despite my mom being like, I definitely want to look at that one. Like, if it were you and me, I would be pissed, like
Mm-hmm.
something that I was like, and he keeps like diminishing the things that she's interested in, like, what's gonna happen. Like, she really, really wants to have a yard, and then he was like, basically just like completely dismissing it, and then he's like, well, who's gonna mow the grass? First of all, the lawn is like smaller than the size of this rug, okay? And I was like, you can't fucking mow the lawn for that? Fine, like, Pat and I can come over and mow the lawn for you every other week. Like, what the fuck? It's so small. Like, what? You can't just make him do something for someone else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, right now there are no good choices.
Yeah.
So anyway, when he said that to me, I was like so confused, and like my immediate reaction was just like annoyed.
I think
Because I felt like my mom was just giving in.
I think they just want to be done with it,
Yeah, I get it. None of this is ideal. So I kind of don't know what to do. Like, I don't know if I like want to talk to my mom and ask her like what is the actual, like what's going on, because I mean she liked the units okay, like she liked them. She was like, oh, this is really nice. Like if we don't have any other options, then I can deal with walking this far away. You know, like that was her thing.
Yeah.
And it was for the southern unit.
Mm.
Now it's like they want to do the northern unit, and it's not. I actually don't even. I like the layout for the southern unit a lot better.
Well, ultimately it's their decision. So if they want to go with something, they want to go with it. But I just think it's kind of weird to go from being like really like opposed to one place, like being like, oh, I don't like this one aspect, to being like super gung ho about this new.
Well,
Like
I mean,
taste.
what it is like my mom liked. I mean, my mom. They both liked the southern exposure ones, but my dad was pretty much set. And my mom always had a problem with the distance. Always felt like it was too far. And my dad just kept saying it's not too far. I mean, it's like but it's a subjective thing. It's like me, you know, putting a piece of spicy food in my mouth, and then someone else eating the same thing, and one person thinking it's really spicy, and the other person saying it's not that spicy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tolerance thing. It's not like it's a personal preference. You can't be like, oh, it's not spicy. Well, I mean, it's not spicy to you, but it's spicy to me, you know?
Yeah.
And I just feel like, I mean, like, he was basically just, like, diminishing or dismissing her concerns the entire time. And he doesn't seem to realize that in a few days, you're going to be back at work, and my mom's going to have to be here at 9:30 every morning. And then she's going to have to, like, be watching Baba and cooking and, you know, doing other stuff all fucking day. So
It's
he's
really
going to need to get his
huge
ass up in the
pain in
morning.
the ass.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge adjustment for them.
I'm saying it's gonna be a huge pain in the ass for like everybody involved.
I'm sure. Hopefully you don't have much to do until after we're all settled with our move. It will be pretty terrible if they're like, new project, day one, you know?
I know. Kind of want to nip that in the bud by being like,
Alright, I'm taking vacation.
yeah, kind of.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt if you took off a couple days before and after our actual move.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, we're moving that Tuesday. Oliver's birthday's that Friday.
Hmm.
It would be nice if we're both off. I just feel really bad. feel like maybe we jumped the gun, or like we kind of chose our
You and
apartment too quickly, and then ended up being in an area that, you know, was
I
hard.
said that from the beginning that it's like it's in the corner, and you were like, yeah, but it's like close to, like there were objections raised.
Thanks, Pat. This is really helpful. I'm sitting here feeling bad, and you're basically like, well, it's your fault.
No,
So
it's,
great.
it's not your
Thank
fault.
you. I appreciate that.
It's basically something that.
喂，哎呦，
啦啦哈。
那要在一块儿，怎么又分开通电话？为什么？OK，好，咱们不要在同一个房间。OK，咱们怎么又想要